Matthews okay? I don't know. Hi! Victory puppy! Plan the parade! I have no idea what I'm doing. Congratulations, this team is ruining my life! Victory! Just tell me he's okay, boys! Just tell me everything's fine! Raise your hand if you know how to fix the shoulder! No, don't lick it! Leafs win! 3-2 over the Winnipeg Jets, and I just did a fist pump with my functioning shoulder. One sec, I have to perform minor surgery on myself. Why does your search history include amputations? Even know? Alright, that was a complicated game. It was actually, you know what? A great game, especially at the end. And there was a lot to it and a lot of implications for both teams. Let's talk about it. First half of the game, the teams are trading blows, and you knew this was going to be a close one. Leafs weren't going to get a 3-0 lead heading into the third, no matter how well they played, because Winnipeg was going to come in to win. And it's amazing how similar the Leafs and Jets are in some respects. Because all I've been reading is that, the Jets have had a rough start to their season, and I'm like, really? I checked their record. What the heck? Coming into this game, they were 7-3-1. Expectations are a funny thing. And while the teams are trading blows, it's the Jets who strike first. Last game, Nazem Kadri shut up his critics by scoring a goal. And by shutting up his critics, I mean created trade rumors somehow. But watch, he's gonna have another good performance in this one. Then he kerplodes Jacob Trouba right into the boards. Nas is definitely that friend. Hey man, can I bring my friend to the party? I don't know, every time you bring him around, he does something. That was before. He's gonna be fine. The night of the party. Hey man, what's up? I brought Where'd he go? He was doing a headstand on the toilet and then lost his balance and kicked down the shower rod. But his contract's nice. So he's in the box for boarding. Wheeler over to Kyle Connor. Jeez. So those are the Jets, I see. 1-0 Jets. But you know what? The Leafs followed up with even more chances. And Tavares looks good. He's doing great. Matthews. Oh, what a game he's having. He's dipsy-doodling. He's dangling. He's doing the stick lift. He's a musketeer. Here he is driving the net and... He's okay. He's okay. He's okay. Look, he's sitting down on the bench. He didn't go straight to the locker room. He's going to the locker room. Yes, is this the police? His name is Jacob. He's 6 foot something. He's wearing a Jets jersey, not the dumb one. It doesn't just say Jets. It's a picture of one. Hi, I'm calling to check on the status of Auston Matthews. What do you mean I gotta be related? I have a YouTube channel. Hello? Hi, Panago. I just need to stress eat again. Oh, okay. Thank you. They put one in the oven the second they saw the hit. Not again! And Matthews was having an unbelievable game before this too. Unbelievable season, but an unbelievable game. Patrick Marleau ended up leading the Leafs in shots in this game with 4, but there were 3 guys tied with 3. Kapanen, Tavares, and Matthews, who only played 7 minutes. He also led all Leaf forwards in takeaways with 3. He had a block, and what a block! Now, okay. Let's think about this with a clear head. As clear as possible anyway. I don't even care. The Halloween candy's getting open. I'm in my time of need. Okay, so this is the dark place that hockey is in right now, but we watch the replay and we go, well, at least it wasn't the head. It should be said, first and foremost, Jacob Trouba, that hit's fine. It looked like shoulder to shoulder, and automatically everyone's like, oh god, Matthews' shoulder. I haven't really seen an update, and I highly doubt the Leafs are gonna give one, but I'm skeptical that it's the shoulder. At least I'm not sure. The popular Leafs Twitter account Flintor, if you're not following them already, you should, had both angles of it in GIF form. Here's one, and gosh, I don't like looking at it. And here's the other, sort of from the angle of Trouba. Now, Matthews' head does jerk, but like you could tell by his reaction that the pain was in his arm. Now, I've said on the podcast many times, gosh, I would really just like a medical, like someone who just does medicine. Like, here's what this injury looks like. But because people in medicine are thorough and they want to be accurate, they're like, well, it's really only speculation. You don't know unless that person's like your patient and you can evaluate them properly. So here's all I know, which isn't much about anything really, but anatomy. What I know about shoulders is the same way that I sort of know stuff about cars now, by owning a bad one that was always broken and needed fixing. My car was a 1995 Ford Taurus station wagon, tan or beige just to drive the point home, and my shoulders have messed both of them up a little bit. All I know is the shoulder is this big, complicated, sort of floating, delicate mechanism. Heck, what do you even call your shoulder? If I go, what's your shoulder? You probably point at this. But if you're tense up here, you'd be like, my shoulders are so tense. What's this back here? Well, that's my upper back. But what's this little thing called? Oh, that's my shoulder blade. This whole area is intricate and interconnected, and certain things affect other areas. I got rear-ended a couple years ago, and I would get these horrible, debilitating, like, sweatband headaches. And I knew the tension was in my neck, and I'm massaging it, and it's not doing anything. And one day I was shown by someone who actually knows what they're talking about, press down there, and it hurts, but it relieved the tension. Move this around, it hurts even more, but wow, that takes the tension away more. I saw this Instagram video, it was disgusting. It was like a cadaver body, but it showed the shoulder mechanism from the front and back, and holy smokes, there's so much. So to say Matthews hurt his shoulder, well, what does that even mean? Which part of it, what is affected? I know when I got rocked the other week in Shinny, that video that I showed you, at first I'm like, I'm never gonna be able to lift this arm again. And my shoulder just kind of went slack for a few minutes. Matthews didn't do that right away. I don't know, I just saw him bend his elbow right after it happened, and usually when I get hurt, I check to see if the thing that got hurt worse. And the point of contact for the hit seemed like it could have been even lower. It could have been right here on the arm. It could have been his ribs. All I know is this. The Leafs have put a lot of money and research into sports science. Tyler Ennis signed with the Leafs early, specifically because he knew they could help him. The Leafs have put Matthews back together before. And luckily the Leafs have better technology than Humpty Dumpty. All the King's horses and all the King's men. What about the King's doctors? The King's masseuse, their chiro, their osteopath. So at the time I'm shooting this, we don't know much about the injury. But what I do know is that injury occurred October 27th. He was taken out of that game. He's not going to play in the game on Monday against Calgary because he shouldn't. Make sure he's okay, like you should make sure anyone's okay, but also he's Auston freaking Matthews. And for everyone who was like, maybe they can trade Kadri, now the Leafs 1-2 is still Tavares Kadri. So to answer your question, should the Leafs trade Nazem Kadri? No! We head to the second. Halfway through the frame, this goal was just so frustrating. Someone lost their stick. I didn't even see who it was, but there's just this stick lying there a couple feet into the Jet zone. Ojiganow's got the puck at the point, and you can tell like he's annoyed, like, this thing's in the way. And Marner's dangling around it like there's this thing in the way, and Kadri's skating by it like there's this thing in the way. Marner tries to make a move, and he loses the puck, and Kadri's like, oh, I guess I'll take it, and then Scheifele picks it right off, goes in on a breakaway on Freddie Anderson, scores, and I demand that the NHL suspend that stick. I know it's a fast game and a game of mistakes and a game of split seconds, but take the split second to get rid of that stupid thing. Because full credit should be given to Mark Scheifele for the pick off and the amazing speed and then sniping on Freddie Anderson, but that damn stick! That biased stick! It was spotted before the game wearing a baby blue jersey with a dumb logo. Aha! But as that stick heads off the ice, the Leafs head into the third period with a 2-goal deficit, sans Auston Matthews. And this isn't looking good, man. Because the Jets are out for revenge. They got a little bit of their mojo back. They're feeling good. They're up. Connor Hellebuck is a good goalie. They're laying the body. Jets came to play a physical game. There's a scrum after almost every whistle. Did you notice that? When did these two teams start to hate each other so much? Who called the Josh Levo-Patrick Laine rivalry? They were going at it after whistles. Laine with a dumb penalty against Levo in the second. But scrums don't get you goals. Sustained offensive pressure gets you goals. The Leafs need some of that nice and early in the third. Who's gonna do it? Well, naturally, it's been a physical game. Jets are big and burly, pushing the Leafs around. So the guy who gets the Leafs going, working hard behind the net, Mitch Marner. Josh Morrissey goes into the corner. Notice how I didn't say goes into the corner to get the puck, because he doesn't really even make an attempt to play the thing. Watch the replay. It's bizarre. Almost like, oh my goodness, I gotta praise for this horrible impact. It's Marner! But Marner just goes in like the Terminator, just methodical. Contact with the hips, push off, look down. Puck identified, head up, pass. And Kadri's got no one on him because Scheifele's like, are Mitch's eyes red? Puck at Kadri's stick, snipe, don't leave him alone in front. Kadri has struggled to score against every team in the league except for the Jets this season, but luckily they play him in back-to-back games. The Leafs are in this one. It's a 2-1 game. 1-goal game. And ironically, didn't I say it last video? The Jets were looking for the same play all game. Get the puck behind the net, throw it in front, and hope for the best. And Marner, you cheeky, he even said after the game, he called it. I have to go to Mark Masters from the Evil 3-letter, but darn it, it's such a good quote. Mitch Marner called his shot on Kadri's goal. I knew kind of throughout the second and third period, I was telling everyone that was the play. When we got to that post, kind of look out front. Why do hockey players always say kind of? Get a guy going to the net. I told Nazi that going into the third, and luckily it worked out. So Kadri obviously scored the goal, and he's rightfully getting praise. Like, yeah, stepping up after Matthews goes down. And John Tavares playing over 20 minutes in this one because he should, because Auston Matthews has gone down. But to me, the guy who really stepped up and took over the game was Marner. He's calling the plays, and he's starting it off and executing it. Halfway through the period, Marner drawing the tripping call against Jacob Trouba. The Leafs get a power play. They don't score, but he gave him that opportunity and then was on the power play. And very shortly after that, the puck's behind the net. Guess who's also there? Do the do, boys! Let's run this! Byfuglien has the puck behind the net, and what are you gonna do to me? Dustin Byfuglien, 270 pounds, maybe more, of pure hockey god! And as he rings the puck around the boards, a neon green Mitch Marner streams in going, puny god! And the Jets look flustered. They're so surprised that Marner got it. They're surprised he was able to chip it in front, and Jake Gardiner, who always looks surprised, wasn't surprised this time! Snipe! Jake Gardiner, his first of the season, who's hype? Marner's hopped up a Mountain Dew and he shakes it. Gardiner gets the puck and he jakes it. Shut up, it makes perfect sense. The Shake and Jake connection ties the game up at 2s. Hey, isn't that great? Isn't that great? They tied it, isn't that great? No! Tying it is not great! great. It's nice. Oh, we're not losing anymore. Isn't that nice? Whoever told you hockey's nice? Just 26 seconds later, ain't no nice. Zach Hyman behind the net. Tavares behind the net. I'm scary also. Chips it out in front for Kasperi Kapanen. And Hellebuck gives him nothing. I mean, nothing to shoot at. Well, I mean, there was a teeny space, a little space, a relatively puck-sized space. Nice puck-sized space you got there, Connor. It'd be a shame if someone were to snipe it! And you know the Jets felt the Leafs turn the heat up on them a little bit. You know that the fans of Scotiabank Arena cranked that thermostat a little bit. Patrick Laine had the nerve to wear a turtleneck to this game. Hyman, 6th assist of the season. Tavares, 6th assist of the season. Kapanen, 6th assist of the season. 666 Jets, if you feel like you're in hell, you are not mistaken. 3-2, Leafs lead. Everyone like, oh, can Freddie shut the door? Freddie responds, I gotta score the damn goal myself. He didn't. He actually missed and iced the puck, which was actually super responsible. The Jets had plenty of time to score there, but it's okay, they didn't. And the Leafs, with an enormous comeback win without Auston Matthews. Leafs couldn't afford to lose that one at home. Holy smokes, they've struggled there. So good on the road, and even without Auston, you gotta win this one. Think of what a boost it would be. Who was responsible for this win? Was it Freddie? He was great. Morgan? Oh, he was great. Was it the centers? Tavares, Kadri, Lindholm even stepping up there? No, we know the answer. We talked about it just a few videos ago. Leafs anthem singer Martina Ortiz-Luis actually returning to the lineup tonight. She's off the IR. Even the anthem singer was on the IR. That's from Danielle Emanuel's Instagram, and it's so sweet. Jets fans, if I were you. You know, it's funny. Two fan bases I think should be super happy that their teams are actually leaving for Europe mid-season. The Florida Panthers and the Winnipeg Jets. The Panthers have actually been playing really good hockey in my opinion, but they cannot get a save. They need a reset there. And the Jets, the record is actually quite good, but the losses they've had have been brutal. Not just these two against the Leafs. There was that 4-1 collapse against the Oilers as well. And maybe a little bit of home cooking will screw Patrick Laine's head on a little tighter. He's been struggling to produce, getting sent down to the fourth line, and then getting into skirmishes with Josh Levo. As a Leafs fan who's been in Levo's corner for over half a decade, Patrick, what are you doing? I'll take that trade. But I do think the Jets' problems go beyond Patrick Laine. You know, there was that clip with about 30 seconds to go of Byfuglien yelling at Laine, you gotta move! And I mean, he should have been moving. But over these two games, Byfuglien was eaten alive by Mitch Marner. I think Marner drew 2 penalties on him. He drew the turnover for the second goal. And the Jets, yes, leading for almost the entire game, but just 24 shots again on the Leafs. That's just not good enough. If I were you, I guess the frustration would be that the team can play better, but that would also be what gives me peace of mind. This team is better than they've been playing, and the record is already alright. So I know in some ways it's frustrating, but try to enjoy the Finland games. That's how I would feel if I were you. Questions. I think this is pretty much on everyone's minds. Thoughts on the new lines and what they might turn into when Auston and Willie return. It's a good question, Hardiff. I'm gonna leave Willie out of this conversation right now because as of right now, he's not signed. So I'm more concerned with Monday's lineup because it looks like they won't have either. Leafs practice today. Hyman, Tavares, Kapanen, Marleau, Kadri, Marner, Janssen, Lindholm, Brown, Ennis, Gauthier, Levo. I gotta say that is just about right. I love it. Now it's interesting. My first instinct was, oh, why are you splitting up Tavares and Marner? That's the best duo the Leafs have right now. I think it could actually help a few causes. Hyman, Tavares, at least they're still intact. Kapanen's been playing excellent, so you're sort of rewarding him in a way. Marleau, Kadri, Marner was so good last year. This could help Kadri continue the momentum he's built from these past 2 games and maybe get Marleau some points. I haven't minded his game. I've actually kind of liked it, but he's got to score. Janssen, Lindholm, Brown is an alright line. I like that Janssen has not only returned to the lineup, but will hopefully be playing a little bit more, be playing a little bit higher in the lineup. Brown has got to produce. Ennis, Gauthier, Levo just makes sense, and I want to see Babcock experiment more with taking wingers from one side and putting them on the other. That's what he's doing with Levo here, taking them from the left to the right. Also interesting though, I want to see who the Leafs call up, because the issue is I think all of the guys in that lineup right there deserve to play. Gauthier is a bit of a weird one, but unless you're calling up a center, it doesn't really make sense to kick him out. I'd love to see what Trevor Moore can do at the NHL level. He had a really good preseason. He's got 7 goals already in the AHL. And it's actually kind of funny because you know the Marlies are frantically looking at their phones right now. Because of course you want to make the NHL. They all want to make the NHL. But also the Marlies are about to go on their annual road trip of death. Every year there's the show, I don't know, the Royals something or other. I don't know, there's a bunch of horses and it takes over the Coca-Cola Coliseum, formerly Ricoh Coliseum. Coliseum, and every year it forces the team to go on the road for like a month. Their last game was October 26th. Their first game of the road trip isn't until November 2nd. You know someone wants that call up. And in fact, because the Leafs play back-to-back Monday, Tuesday, whoever the Leafs call up, they could play them in those 2 games and then send them right back down if they want. And they wouldn't have even missed a game. Any more questions? Oh, okay. Brayden! Patrick, fourth line A. Aisha! In you are? And you know what? A bunch of you asked this question. Does the Matthews injury give Nylander a little bit more leverage? No. And look, the Leafs are 8-3 right now. I don't think there's any kind of desperation to get a deal done here. If there was, they would have got it done already. Now, if they get stomped over the next 5 games, maybe that changes, but also they'll still be 500. They won games without him last season, and they lost Tyler Bozak, and they gained John Tavares. And damn, give Per Lindholm some credit. Not to mention, Nylander is Matthews' line mate. If Nylander comes back, he wants to play with him. You know that, right? I know it's a cold business and there's lots of money at stake, but I don't think Nylander's watching Matthews getting hurt and going, yes! One last thing, I got to host Hockey Central Saturday yesterday, co-host with it, with Rob Pizzo. It was 5 hours. From 5 to 7, we had some guests on, which was difficult because for the first hour, our phones didn't work. And then from 7 to 10, it was actually a lot like ice surfing on the radio. We pinged around from game to game to game, and it was just really cool getting that opportunity, and getting to work in the CBC building on Saturday nights is a special thing that I miss. I used to do the highlights. And in fact, weird little full circle, I'm pretty sure I used to write some scripts for Rob.
Okay, we're about 12 minutes away from Hockey Central Saturdays, and for some reason, John Shannon's already sick of me, so we've called in reinforcements. Stevie Dangle!
Hi.
Ready to do this?
Yeah, I think so. I hope I don't mess it up. Talking hockey right now with the Leafs playing the way they are, nothing better. So that is it for this one. Thank you very much for watching. Click like if you liked this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. Tell all your friends to subscribe. I'll just go back to that. Also, I got a book coming out and a bunch of stuff in the description. Oh, still taking donations for Easter seals as well. Ooh, I think the cover of the book is going to be released very soon.